It's surreal. The fact that we've been working on this season now for almost 3 years, and now there's an entire town that has been taken over by the season is really exciting. I could come up with probably way more than 3 words. 3 words is harder, but I would say cozy, rom-com, and the word confidence is something that really comes into play this season. So I'll leave it there. There are a few large-scale visuals throughout the season that we planned out meticulously, and I think our teams really executed them perfectly. So there is a hot air balloon in an episode, which I think we may be paying tribute to here in Australia, and a few other moments that I can't spoil from the back half that I think fans will be excited to see. I think because it's a friends to lovers storyline, that gives it a slightly different flavor naturally. It allows us to lean into a bit more coziness and, romance. So it will still be the show people know and love, but with just a slightly different tone. And there's a lot of comedy, especially in the first half, when we're playing the awkward comedy of Penelope as a wallflower stepping out of the shadows, that I'm particularly excited for fans to see. There is a Demi Lovato song that's in the back half that is a song I actually wrote this scene to and always had in mind all the way from writing through production through editing, and it stayed in. So I'm really proud of that moment.
It's so surreal. And we had to keep it secret that we were coming here. So Luke and I were secretly looking at pictures of everything happening. We were like terrified to get spotted in Sydney. I was getting comments on Instagram like, I saw you on a flight from Singapore. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, but it's very cool to be here. It's completely surreal. I think it's amazing that, for the first time we've got to actually bring the show out into the world. We're no longer impeded by COVID, so we can come out and actually meet the fans and watch and see people's reactions. And yeah, I never thought we'd be in the middle of rural Australia, but I'm so thrilled we're here. It's very cool. Gosh, it's a really romantic one. It's very sexy, it's very funny, it's got a lot of suspense in it. No 2 episodes are the same. We're not going to give you a moment's rest in this season. I'm really excited for fans to see it because it's a very different Pollen than you've seen from seasons 1 and 2, and they go on such a journey together, and it's thrilling. I'm excited. Yes, it's definitely romantic, definitely sexy, and it's funny. It's got a real rom-com vibe this season, which I love. It was heaven. Honestly, Luke is the greatest guy, and we'd known this was coming for a long time. It was terrifying to do it, but I'm just thrilled. And having seen it now, I'm even more proud than I ever thought I could be. I definitely have a favourite. It's the one that I wear in episode 2. And it has a special name, but it's a spoiler, so I can't tell you what it is, but it's when they're in Featherington Garden, and it's a special dress. I love it very much. Fantastic. Any tips? Wear some comfy shoes underneath, because the dresses are long, so you can't see them. I'd often wear Ugg boots, and you didn't see them. If I can be comfy in any way, I can. Gosh, a favourite moment for this season? I think a lot of the moments from the books. And they are a lot of the spicy moments, but I'm so proud of them. So I think the fans are going to enjoy them. We have the most incredible choreographer called Jack Murphy. He's been on the show since season 1, so we choreographed the very first dance Luke and I did together, and he's done them all the way, knocking things over, has done them all the way through. So there were so many, but Luke and I, we both had shared work ethic, so we used to do it in between takes. They put the cameras down, we'd go have a little dance in the corner, come back and do it. But yeah, just when you have a good dance partner, it makes life easier. Yeah, well, currently there is, because I picked one, and we don't know ever what the final track is going to be, but it made it into the show. So it's the song "Happier Than Ever" from Billie Eilish. I chose that song and they put it in the show. I was like, that's really cool.
Really exciting. It looks beautiful. Everyone's so dressed up. It feels a little bit like I'm arriving to a ball. So yeah, it's nice to feel a little bit a sense of home here. Yeah, seeing a little bit. I'm excited to explore a little bit more this evening and whenever we get a chance to. It's really, I'm very grateful to be here. Yeah, absolutely. It's my first time in Australia, my first time traveling for that amount of time. So it's one of my favorite parts of the job. I get to travel the world and see beautiful places like this. So yeah. The evolution of their characters, both as individuals but as a couple as well, has been my favourite part of this season. It's been so, I've loved just to explore the different, the different versions of their relationship that we play throughout this season. I'm really excited for fans to see these new versions of Colin and Penn. I feel like they've kind of been in a certain place for previous seasons, and now we get to see them, in all their glory. I've said it, but I'm just gonna steal the classic romance trope and say friends to lovers. It has to be, because it just sums it up. I think I enjoyed a lot of the family scenes this year. You know, the shift in dynamic. He's kind of come back. My character's come back as a different person. So to sort of, you know, he has that moment where he's sizing himself up with his siblings now, and there's a different dynamic between all of them. So it's always fun to get in a room with all the Bridgertons and like play around. So yeah, that's a good memory for me. I'm a football fan. Football's like kind of big with me and my dad and with my granddad. It was, so yeah, we're big Brighton fans. So it can get a little heated on game day, particularly if it's our rivals. But yeah, no, other than that, we're all good. There's a beautiful scene in the garden when we get to resolve things, issues from previous seasons, and it was kind of nice to sort of even out the playing field, and then the drama continues. But it's kind of nice to, you know, get some apologies in from mistakes that were previously made. So yeah. I always loved the Ariana Grande one from season 1. I feel like it like established what the show was going to do musically and you know, for the future. I think it was Thank You Next. So yeah, big fan of that.